inside the Wells Fargo Center where Penn meets Kentucky on the hardwood. This is the Malone's Classic. And inside the home of the Philadelphia 76ers, meeting of a couple of programs that have, what, more than 200 collective years of history between them. Glad that you are with us on this early Saturday afternoon. That's the national championship winning head coach, Carolyn Peck, Kevin Fitzgerald. 3 battle back in the day at a tournament in Virginia. Fun stories abound from both of those coaches we'll get into as this game unfolds. We begin with a Tyler Perkins triple that's offline for Penn. Perkins, a freshman, but one of the premier scorers for the Quakers. And Penn going to start a little bit of a matchup zone.
Well, it's a man-to-man, it's a gap defense. They want to not allow the ball to get inside to the paint. That was great help by Tyler Perkins.
Perkins took it away from Trey Mitchell. Quickly down the floor, and it's in Nick Spinoso's hands. Lefty goes up, left it just short. That's the starting 5 for Steve Donahue. You just saw it. There's a couple freshmen in that starting lineup. Clark Slackard is their leading scorer. He's number 0 in the Navy today. That's the starting 5 for Kentucky.
When you're used to having one point guard that sets up everybody, missing him, a lot of Kentucky players went one-on-one. Calipari wasn't happy about that.
And it was an 80-71 loss to Wilmington. Great baseline cut by Adu Thiero, and Mitchell found him.
Trey Mitchell is like a point guard in the middle of any defense. He can find shooters at any time.
He's the veteran transfer. His presence invaluable this year for obviously the very freshman-heavy Kentucky team. Everybody knows just how big that freshman class was this year. 8 total rookies on the roster. There's Slackard, backdoor cut himself.
Find his shot, and he learned that against his 3 older brothers that were bigger than him.
Antonio Reeves for 3. So there's the first triple of the day, and from arguably the most reliable 3-point shooter on the roster.
You know, Calipari was glad to get him last season, and in this offense, this motion offense, he gets a lot of opportunities, Antonio Reeves.
He's the 5th-year senior, year 2 in Lexington. Okay, no whistles. Sam Brown didn't need it. 2 teams are top 10 in the nation in 3-pointers made. And so look at the major improvement from beyond the arc this year for the Wildcats. Edwards from a step inside the arc. In games shooting the basketball against Wilmington. Again, though, Kentucky allowed 80, and they lost at home to a very veteran Wilmington team, to say the least.
Yeah, the ball didn't move, and Calipari was not thrilled with their defense as well.
Holland fouled on the way in. He has free.
And just those memories, you just don't, like Coach Cal pushed us so much.
And, you know, we're looking at the image.
Or play with Joel, so it's been great, man. Coach Cal does a really good job.
Joel asked you to be more aggressive last night when he had that little stint being out.
Yes. He comes up to me a lot often to say, man, can you be more aggressive and shoot the ball? You know what I'm saying? Like, I watched him play Miami. I watched him play every game that I'm not playing, and they're on TV, I'm watching. So I feel like he has great guard play again. I feel like his big fella is getting healthy. Trey's doing a good job. He's got a lot of different talent on this team that can do a lot of different things. Big time shot by Rob right there. But, you know, Rob, it's like he has 3-4 guards,
yeah.
4, you know what I'm saying, that can actually really play. You know, them coming off the bench and taking that challenge to come off the bench and actually, you know, be successful at doing it. That's a big step for them.
Oh, there's Perkins with a nice little backdoor. The point forward, Nick Spinoso finds Perkins for a basket.
He passed it.
I'm telling you, as a guard, you've got to love bigs that are able to find you.
Love every bit of it.
Let's see if Dillingham can go back to work. This is a long 2. Spinoso down with the board.
Good steal.
Yeah, Dillingham takes it away.
Nice.
Rises and lays it in. Nice work.
Nice.
He over at the Sixers facility.
Coach Nurse is probably somewhere around here right now. I don't know where he is.
Yep. Oh, wow. It's a rejection. Penn coming back the other way. Laskowski lays it in. Well, you're kind of take some time to visit with us. Maybe last 1 or 2 here. You mentioned it. You knew the history of Kentucky and the lineage of great guards that play there, go on to the next level, not just reach the next level, but succeed at the next level. I mean, you know about the history. What's the difference when you are there and you see it every day? The walls.
And been successful.
Spinoso working on Aaron Bradshaw. 2 seconds left. Perkins, that would have been a prayer. Here comes Shepard. Moves it quickly into the front court. Bradshaw, nice job running the floor. He got blocked by Holland. Perkins fouls him. He thought it was a clean block. That's the first on the freshman. 7'1" freshman.
Out jacking up shots. He worked on his footwork. He worked on his ball handling. He was very intentional in prepping for this game.
Edwards tracks that one down nicely. So that's a couple of buckets for Edwards, playing in his home city. Went to Imhotep Charter in North Philly. 3 in the air, and Brown connects. So Sam Brown coming off a 16-point game. That's Brett Brown's son. He's the head coach of the Sixers for 7 years. Thiero throws it up. That falls through.
He is the Swiss Army knife. Thiero is for Kentucky. He's a big guard. He can rebound. His true position is at point, so he can handle it. But I love the way that he gets inside. He can create, post up, and then also he goes to the glass. 7
boards a game. He has taken a big step forward. Slacker on the attack, high off the glass. Jordan Dingle, remember, transferred to St. John's, lost another starter. Max Smarts, medically retired. So Perkins has been relied on heavily in the early goings of this year. There's DJ Wagner. Nice to have him back. Cutting, ball movement, player movement, philosophy on the offensive end. You know, they've lost 4 times, Carolyn, but 3 of those were overtime losses. How about Slackert? Not just historically, but under Steve Donahue. He took the job in 2015. They made every Ivy tournament. They were slotted 5th in the preseason poll. So
perimeter will open up.
Last week, ball movement limited. There's Dillingham, 4-3 in Chicago. 3 in the air. That one was partially blocked by Mitchell. Starts the run out. Lead feed ahead to Reeves. Dillingham, shot fake into the paint. Shepard open for 3. Bradshaw, the putback. Smith, a little razzle-dazzle. Sam Brown, not that time. And Mitchell with a strong board. Kentucky on the move again. Reeves a baseline drive. Barges into Smith, yes. Timeout, Kentucky up 9 with 3:44 to go in the first. A factor on the interior on both sides.
Well, he's got to be in this zone. He is isolated defensively to protect the middle.
Shepard knocks down the 3. That's his first basket. The freshman from maybe an hour south of Lexington. And Kentucky has extended its lead. Now a 10-0 run. Up by 12. Brown into the paint. Drive and kick. Smith on the attack. Lays it up with the left. That's the first basket for the junior George Smith. Wagner, that's a pretty finish.
When she played at Kentucky, and their shot, the 2, she gets her shot.
Similar?
Oh, she gets it. He gets it from his mama.
Boy, that's the time-tested move there by Mitchell. He's got it, so it's a 14-point lead. Shepard, of course, Stacy played at Kentucky. Dad Jeff, most outstanding player of that '98 team. What do you remember about Stacy's game?
The tenacity. Every time I watch Reed play, I think of Stacy, because not only can Reed Shepard shoot the basketball, he's got quick hands defensively.
Oh, great find to Bradshaw. He was still able to locate the rim and get that one to go.
Reed can pass it too.
Yeah, we forgot that one. 16-2 run now for Kentucky the last 5 minutes, and their athleticism is overwhelming Penn on this side of the floor. Coming up on 1 minute to go in the first. Spinoso backing down Bradshaw. Yes, so they needed that one.
Yeah, if you don't sit on that right shoulder and let Spinoso go left. Yeah, Penn's got 4 players in the starting lineup that are left-handed.
Yeah. Dillingham, he's 3 of 10 from the floor. He's taken by far the most shots. Bradshaw, a little long on the jumper. 45 seconds to go. Perkins on the go. They're trying to find Slackert, couldn't get it to him. Brown, baseline, the fall away. Perkins crashes the glass.
That's what he does so well. Tyler Perkins. I asked him what position he played in high school. He said, I played all of them. His dad coached him.
This by far their toughest opponent outside of facing Villanova. Remember, though, that was in their building inside the Palestra a month ago.
Well, Kentucky's got a big presence defensively, taking away the threes from Penn.
Mitchell looking for Bradshaw, cutting on the baseline. Penn has a few seconds. Slackert lays it up with three, got it. So Penn ends the half on a 6-0 run. That'll help. Still a 10-point lead for the 16th ranked Wildcats. Inside, well,
in this first half.
Don't look too much into the diminutive frame for number 0 in the Navy, Clark Slackert, senior, averaging 19 a game. And you saw he scores in a bevy of different ways. Spinoso was effective on the interior as well in that first half, had it knocked away, and he also draws the foul in an unexpected way. Jordan Dingle transfers, nation's second. Relied on a few younger players, and it's placed a greater importance on the shoulders of guys like. Can Kentucky put an end to the run? Looking to get to 7-2 to start the season. Beat Miami last week, but then lost to Wilmington at home on Saturday. Thiero, the steal, and the score. So that's 6 points for the sophomore. He's a Pennsylvania native, but from the other side of the state. Leachdale, it's near the Pittsburgh area. Again, there's a whole bevy of not just Philadelphia natives, Pennsylvania guys on the roster. Spinoso with the up and under, or the reverse on the other side of the basket. Nice move.
Coach Cal spent a lot of time defending that pick and roll and on the roller, knowing that Spinosa's not really going to pop. The post that's helping has got to stay more connected with the roller.
Spinoso now with 4 boards, and Penn connects.
Have got to get through over or under, but you can't run into screens and cause your post play to have to commit.
So can Kentucky answer? Reeves, that's a nice scoop and score. Antonio Reeves now with 7.
And then on the other side, defensively, Penn, they play a pack line gap defense. They've got to stop those drives in the paint.
Oh, wow, what a pass from maybe 35 feet. Slackert now with 14. That was Sam Brown, the freshman, who found the senior. So Penn with a little surge of courage and confidence right now. Reeves falls. That's a nice find. Wagner to Edwards.
Wagner got up in the air and at the last minute found where to make that dish.
Edwards, a high IQ player. You know, he's always puts himself in the right position on the baseline. And a beneficiary of good finds this year. Slackert buries a deep 3. A contest and a half to go in the first. And they have gone on a surge here. Outscored Kentucky 12-6 to start the second. 4-point game. Slackert hesitated. Perkins shaded by Reeves. The blow by, and he lays it in. They're perfect to start the second half, Carolyn. They're 5 of 5 from the floor. Dillingham trying to trap Brown. There's a turnover. Shepard to the rim. 4-point lead for Kentucky.
Reed Shepard's like having a Tylenol when you got a headache. He fixes it.
There's good defensive pressure on this end of the floor for Kentucky. And they shake off the migraine that Penn has been after half. Another deep one. Brown for 3. Mitchell wants 3. Spinoso with another board. That's his 5th. Slackert wide open. Gets Shepard in the air. That's short.
Oh, that would have been huge for the Quakers.
Maybe some numbers for Kentucky. Dillingham. There's just the fast-paced, energetic play that he plays the game.
Basketball player. She even came back when Bernadette Maddox got to be in their son when he's on the court.
One of the better players in women's hoops history. And Reed, of course, one of the top 25 recruits in this 2023 class. He has been brilliant at times this year. Defensively, offensively, starts the break. Showtime! Dillingham throws it down.
Reed started out that whole sequence of being able to go in transition, the heads-up play to tap it ahead to the UK basket.
The intensity, by the way, still in the stands as well. Clearly evident. Smith, contested jumper. Boy, Penn is starting to heat up from deep. They're now 4 of 5. So it's not going to be a surprising line for Shepherd this year to fill up the box score. Dillingham on the baseline. Bradshaw steps back. 4-3.
7.
And it was selected 21st overall. So in his building, let's see if his Cats can secure a win. A little tougher than it looked. And a late goings of that first half. Dillingham now gives Kentucky a 7-point lead.
And Dillingham took some early quick shots in the first half. I don't think Calipari minded that one. Shot clock running down. He was patient to wait for the ball screen.
Spinoso attacks the rim. The physical 5-man has been critical to Penn's success today. A little give and go. Bradshaw off the window.
When Kentucky gets multiple passes in.
Slacker to Spinoso, knocked away. That was Shepherd with a good sleight of hand. And again, Shepherd eyes up. Finds Wagner, sets the feet, puts it up, and puts it in. DJ Wagner has Kentucky back ahead by 10.
Reed, Shepherd again, starting the defense, then coming down offensively. He threw that pass to Wagner and put the hand up. He had the signal. He knew that was going down.
He was open there for a moment. A lot of folks would have gotten impatient, maybe have taken that long too.
I was kind of thinking Reed needed to look for a shot on that one, but these freshmen are so unselfish.
Sam Brown is hit from this distance, and again, better than 60% from the floor in the second half. Bradshaw, that's a acrobatic look. Tough one there at the rim. Carolyn Penn is 9 of 12 from the floor this second half. Perkins, another! That's a 3! Timeout, Kentucky. Wagner has it. Up ahead to Reeves. The leaner, got it. Smart shot. Kentucky, go ahead, Caroline.
The defensive intensity, you've got to come out with that hunger out of the locker room at halftime like you have to start the game.
Wagner knocked it away. Reeves on the move to Wagner, reverse. Reeves and the foul. Played at a little, just quite frankly, a slower pace. They won 22 games, reached the round of 32 in the NCAA tournament. However, seems like with the guards they have this year, are they capable of getting a bit further?
Well, it's not just the guards. Aaron Bradshaw has been huge for the Wildcats. To go along with Trey Mitchell.
Bradshaw's closing in on the double-double as well. It's an 8-point game coming up on the 8-minute mark inside the Wells Fargo Center. Down and out for Perkins.
But as we've seen, no lead is safe.
Oh, Wagner, the burst of speed down the lane. And he's into double figures. Make it 9 for Wagner. So the lead is swelled back to 10 for Kentucky. Penn scoreless its last 2.5 minutes. Slacker, oh, get that out of here. Bradshaw with the vicious rejection. He's running the floor with Wagner. Reeves in the corner, got it. Timeout, Quakers. Beat the hoop, and he draws another foul on Kentucky. It's the 3rd on Bradshaw. And he kind of hypnotizes the D. Slacker leaves it for Spinoso. Yeah. A test for Kentucky in the non-conference. They certainly learned a number of things last week against Wilmington. There's Mitchell to the basket.
Aaron told me that Trey knows what he's doing, and he believes everything he is telling him and how to be successful on the floor.
Spinoso behind the back. That was Reeves with the rejection. And they whistle Reeves for the foul. 4 fouls on Justin Edwards, middle of the summer. Bob Huggins, of course, dismissed as head coach. Although it's been a few minutes since they've been close. Perkins had to drop it off to Spinoso. Starts to turn, and he gets fouled. 15-2 run.
Out of the locker room, it was.
Coach Donahue and a lot of folks around the back-to-back 20-point performances against Miami and UNC Wilmington. Mitchell, deep post catch. Bradshaw follow slam. He's got 16 to lead all Wildcat scorers.
Glass. He's blocked some shots. He's running transition. Hit that three.
Yeah, corner three, right? Reeves with the floater. Reeves just quietly with a 16-point game. He's 7 of 13 from the floor. And so this Kentucky offense, it has continued to thrive today. Perkins with the latest 3.
Bench 35-3. We're also looking at the minutes played by the starters for Penn. 4 of them have played 32+ minutes.
Well, and that's that duo of Dillingham and Bradshaw coming.
Just got that bounce, and he's strong too. His frame may look very svelte, but he's got a power to his game as well.
Well, and he's playing in front of a whole bunch of friends and family, he told us yesterday, because he went to high school right across the bridge, Camden High, which is, what, 15 minutes from here. So a South Jersey native himself. It's a foul on Brown with 1:43 to go.
It was a great battle. I think the spurts that they demonstrated to start have to get more contributions from his bench to be able to rest some of his starters. These guys have really gone the distance.
Donahue has trusted and experience of a coach as he can find. More than 300 wins. Remember, he was at Cornell for all those years. 2010, Cornell wins the Ivy. They go to the NCAA tournament. They win a couple of games. Oh boy, what's Dillingham going to do here? Instead, he just backs it out. They reach the Sweet 16, and who do they meet in the Sweet 16 that year? John Calipari's first Kentucky team. Featured John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins. Ivy madness moments, I would say, the last decade.
So it's not like you're having to scout or reinvent the wheel. Everybody knows what everybody's going to run, which makes the competition that much more competitive.
You normally see a lot of the same players too. They stick around for several years. Nobody really wants to maybe transfer away and lose the ability at graduating with that Ivy League degree.
Yeah, after 2 years, I'm not leaving.
Inside of a minute now, CP. Kentucky with a very comfortable, safe 14-point lead. All said and done, they're going to shoot 50% from the floor. Kentucky, that is.
But Kentucky did a nice job on the glass. That was a focus for John Calipari.
Oh, okay, a little better than 50%. Dillingham with one last highlight with 27.5 to go.
He said, don't calculate the statistics just yet.
And so he's doing this, by the way, right in front of Tyrese Maxey, the former Wildcat, who is stuck around. And oh, by the way, Emmanuel Quickley has joined the party.
Well, that's just
division rivals now. Quickley, of course, spent the last few years with the Knicks. Nice Saturday afternoon for the former Wildcats as well. They've been able to enjoy this one. Hey, props to Quickley for making the trip down here. 18 seconds left, and Kentucky is going to improve to 7-2 inside the Wells Fargo Center.
Nice bounce back game for the Wildcats after the disappointing loss to UNC Wilmington. A much better performance here in Philadelphia.
Next up, it's going to be a top 25 battle against North Carolina next week inside State Farm Arena down in Atlanta. So the Wildcats shoot 50% from the floor. Aaron Bradshaw had his breakout performance in game number 2. It seems like sky is the limit for the big 7-footer. CP, the double-double, 17 and 11 today.
Well, and the defense that Kentucky brought for the most part, really keeping Clark Slaggert off the three-point line, knowing